Live from the Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival, it's Matt from Z93's Morning After. And my first interview of the weekend is with Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. Tommy, first off, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Festivals, you guys have played a ton of them over the years. What's different about festivals? What do you like about festivals compared to, like, headline shows?
I don't know. Festivals, you get to see all your friends. Like, it's just kind of like a family reunion every time. It can get a little hectic with the scheduling because you always want to see certain bands, but that's why you play multiple festivals and you try to catch your friends play different shows.
Do you take time out of your day? Do you try and schedule time to go and check out some of the bands on the second, third stages or the bands that you're friends with?
Yeah, I mean, we have a very busy schedule today, so I'm going to be able to catch Meshuggah and probably System of a Down. But it's a lot of the smaller bands, like we're going to be doing press the whole time, which is it's okay, but we'll catch them on the flip.
And then you guys are you're out of here that night. I mean, you're back on the road, back to play shows.
Yeah, we leave and then we head to I think the MM Barbecue in Philly with Evanescence and Shinedown tomorrow.
It's been a very busy couple of years for Bad Wolves. Tell me what 2018 and 2019 were like for you guys, because you guys hit the scene. You guys are playing shows with Five Finger. Zombie's a massive, massive song. I mean, rock songs don't sell 1 million copies anymore, and you guys have a 1 million selling song. What were the last 2 years like?
I mean, you know, it's just been tour. We just, John and I just flew in from LA. We finished recording the sophomore album on Friday, and then I went in on Wednesday and did some touch-ups, but the new album is done and being mixed, and we're back out on the road, and we just go, you know?
Everybody was kind of introduced to Bad Wolves on the Five Finger tours when you were filling in for Ivan, and then obviously Zombie hits. Did you guys think when you're recording that song, when you decide to do the cover, do you think, all right, this is going to be big for us?
No, I mean, there was not. The anticipation was more that we had an opportunity to collaborate with Dolores, and unfortunately, as everyone knows, you know, she passed away the day before she was scheduled to record. So, you know, there's no way to anticipate. I think that, you know, what we wound up doing with the song by donating the proceeds to her children and kind of turning it into a tribute to her work and her life, you know, that was kind of our mission plan. And then it just became this thing that, you know, went viral. We had no idea. And, you know, it's really cool. I think to me, the bigger story is that it's a testament to the rock community and a lot of people in the industry who are in mainstream who are like, oh, you know, rock is dead. And we're like, yeah, no, you're not paying attention. You know, we're here and we're not going anywhere.
How important was it for you guys after the passing of Dolores to take the proceeds from the single and donate it back to her kids?
Oh, those were the terms and conditions of the release. If we didn't do that, I would not have allowed the song to ever see the light of day.
I mean, you guys were able to make that huge donation to Dolores, and then after that, you guys have Hear Me Now with Diamante, and now you've got Remember When, which is a song written about an event in your life that you really hadn't talked about until you wrote and recorded that song.
Yeah. The song Remember When is a narrative. It tells the story of my. I have a twin brother, and my twin brother tried to kill me in 2010. He had broken into my apartment, and my brother suffers from mental health issues and is a severe drug addict. And he struck me with a crowbar repeatedly, fractured my skull. Like, I wound up, my spleen ruptured in the tussle, and it really, I had never really talked about it before in a song, and it had been about 8 years since it happened. And so, you know, I really, when we were doing the song in the studio, the lyrics wrote themselves, and it became apparent that it was time. And I wasn't sure if I should put it on the record. And John and Doc were really supportive about it, and the rest of the guys were like, you should tell the truth. And so what happened, you know, we kind of rolled the dice with it, and it was very vulnerable. But what happened inadvertently is we created this platform with our fan base, and thousands of people have messaged me since that song came out to say either they themselves have had drug and alcohol and mental health issues, or someone that they love has suffered too. And I think that, you know, previous to the release of the song, I felt like my family's situation was very unique, and now I understand that there's such a greater, larger issue that needs to be tackled. And you know, I think that's another reason why rock music is important. It's a platform where, you know, this is where we talk about what's really going on with us. These are proletariat songs about everyday people and how we struggle to kind of like find our lives and find the pursuit of happiness and take care of our loved ones. And there's a huge void in pop culture of that, where everything I feel like is about, men and women disrespecting each other, selling drugs, just like the overtly like kind of exploitation of sexuality, and it's just meaningless. And it's always been like this. It just keeps escalating because each generation is more desensitized, so they keep pushing the tactics further. And like, it's just like one of those things. It's like Trent Reznor once said, it's like everybody wants to eat birthday cake every day, but eventually everyone gets sick to their stomach. And that's kind of, and so, I think that's another reason why being a band that says something is super important for any bands, anybody listening to this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot lately, and it's not to say that rock music hasn't had a message, but you look at Remember When, you look at A Reason to Fight from Disturbed or Under Your Scars from Godsmack, now everyone is talking about mental health, addiction, depression. It's much more in the forefront now than it ever had been before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember, putting on the first Korn record in like 1994 and, listening to the record all the way through and crying at the end. And, I think artists like Jonathan Davis and Trent Reznor or Marilyn Manson and Phil Anselmo, those lyricists, or even, artists like Dolores O'Riordan and Fiona Apple and, people who are willing to talk about these things that happen in our lives and address them, it's important. It's almost our job. It's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to have, whenever somebody tells the truth, they subconsciously give everyone else to acknowledge their own truth, and I think that's really important.
Joined by Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. You mentioned the new album. When can we expect to hear new music from Bad Wolves? I know you guys are still touring through 2019, but the album is done. It's ready to go.
It's being mixed currently, and I believe we will drop a single for the summer tour that we're doing with Papa Roach and Asking Alexandria, and then there's talk about a fourth quarter release. If not, we're trying to get it out before the end of the year.
You had gone to social media and asked fans to suggest some ideas for covers that you want to do on the new album. What were some of the worst suggestions, and what about ones that you had considered, and have you made a decision on what one you're going to do?
Well, I think like our social media admin kind of threw that up, and we were like, okay, and so like there were just obvious like no's. Like, so people were like, cover a Five Finger Death Punch song. We're like, no one does Five Finger Death Punch better than Five Finger Death Punch. So why would we do that? So just stuff like that. And so, I mean, I'm a fan of covering stuff. So I've recorded dozens of other people's songs over the years. So whether it's something like that's going to make the record, we're not really sure. There's stuff in the bag, but I think that we're more focused on our own songwriting. I think that it's important for us to continue to, because when we write our own songs, we have the ability to, tailor our own message, and we have a message. So we're focused more on that.
So you've got the new album in the works, being mixed right now. What are the rest of the plans for 2019 and beyond?
Just touring, tour. So we're doing this run, then we go to Europe in June, and then July, August, we're on tour in the States with Papa Roach, and then September, October, I don't want to say, but it's going to be a good one. And then, we're just going to keep touring.
And make sure, I got to say this, make sure you follow Tommy on social media, whether it be Instagram or Twitter. If anything, if you just like shirtless, pantless dudes.
Yeah, I lose my pants all the time on Instagram. It's like a thing now.
All of a sudden I follow you on the station Instagram, and I'm like, there's Tommy with he's got a towel over himself, and now he's reading a book on the toilet or whatever it might be.
Yeah, well, people to everyone.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. I appreciate it, man. Have a great show today.
Thanks, man. Can't wait.